Hello, Clemson Nation. This is your host, Patrick Driscoll, and welcome to On the Prowl, the show where I keep you posted on all things Clemson sports. There was unprecedented history across the board for Clemson this past week. Many of our respective teams showed out. Nevertheless, let's get right into it, starting with your newly ranked women's lacrosse team. This past Saturday, the Clemson women's lacrosse team showed the ACC that they mean business. After close losses in their first two ACC contests this season, it was only a matter of time before Clemson finally entered the win column. The Tigers defeated the 13th ranked Duke Blue Devils 11-10 in an instant classic at historic Riggs. Along with it being the program's first in-conference victory, it was also Clemson's first win against a top 25 ranked team as well. For a group who has only been together for 6 months to go out and defeat a very well-respected program, that is simply amazing. Freshman phenom Sophia Chepnik led the Clemson attack with 4 goals of her own, including the winner with 2 minutes remaining. The Tiger defense and goalie Emily Lamprotter worked extremely well as a unit. The sophomore recorded 11 saves on the day, as the defense forced 11 turnovers as well. It was only fitting that they stepped up in the last minute to force a Duke turnover. Clemson has their biggest test to date this upcoming Thursday, but I know they will be ready. Historic Riggs, 4 o'clock. Another in-conference battle against the number 4 ranked Boston College Eagles. Be there. Speaking of history, Clemson track and field absolutely showed out at the 2023 Indoor National Championships. Let's hear all about it. On day 2 of Indoor Nationals, senior Gianno Roberts stole the show. He became the first Clemson athlete to win an indoor national title since the legendary Natoya Gould got it done 8 years ago. Gianno's time of 7.55 seconds was not only a personal best, but it was a new school record as well. Congratulations, Gianno. He was not the only one on the podium though, as several teammates showed the nation their amazing talents as well. Kiara Grant kicked things off Saturday, earning 8th in the 60-meter dash. Her teammate Marie Forbes shattered her own school record to take 6th in the women's weight throw. Junior Therese Roden rounded things off with a stellar run in the 800 meters, taking the 4th place spot. Let's not forget about the 4x400 meter relay either. The quartet of Wanye McCoy, Roden, Cameron Rose, and Amon Thornton took 9th overall. I think it's safe to say that Nationals, along with indoor as a whole, was an absolute success. And just like that, Mark Elliott and the team will be saying goodbye indoor and hello outdoor. Clemson will be opening outdoor season this weekend at Georgia Tech for the Yellow Jacket Invitational. Go get 'em. The Clemson softball team continues to perform at the highest level day in and day out. This past weekend was certainly a testament of their hard work as of late. Softball now has an outstanding record of 25-1, along with being ranked number 4 in the country. To extend their historic home winning streak to a program record, they went a perfect 4 for 4 in the 2023 Clemson Classic. Friday, they defeated Bryant University 10-1 in 5 innings and took care of UNCG 3-0 hours later. The following day was another 5-inning victory against Jacksonville. Shortly after, they took care of business against UNCG yet again. Friday highlights included 3 home runs hit by Mackenzie Clark, Ainsley Houston, and Abby Vieira. The bullpen as a whole also lowered their ERA to an outstanding 0.7 after Millie Thompson's complete game shutout. As for Saturday, 9 different Tigers were part of the 15 runs and 20 total hits in 2 games combined. What softball is doing is truly remarkable. Catch them in action this Wednesday versus Charlotte at 7. After a tough series versus South Carolina, Clemson baseball has been on a tear as of late. Their series sweep over Georgia State gave the boys their 5th win in a row this past Sunday. The biggest headliner from the series had to be their comeback victory Friday night at DKS. After finding themselves down 8-2 after 7 innings played, the bats started to come alive for Clemson. The Tigers knocked in 2 runs in the 8th and another in the 9th. That gave sophomore Billy Amick a scenario that every baseball fan dreams of. Amick stepped to the plate with Clemson down by 3 with 2 outs and bases loaded. Moments later, those dreams were made into reality. On a 1-0 count, he absolutely crushed a 450-foot moonshot in the left center to walk it off for Clemson. That homer was the 3rd walk-off grand slam in program history and first walk-off at DKS in over 2 years. Friday's win gave the Tigers the momentum to finish the series strong and stay hot. Up next for Clemson is College of Charleston Tuesday afternoon. First pitch is set for 4 o'clock at DKS. While our spring break kicks off this Friday, the men's tennis team has gotten a little break of their own from match play. Since taking on Wake Forest March 5th, the guys have been working incredibly hard for their upcoming match versus Georgia Tech Wednesday evening. With the extra preparation, I am sure the Tigers will be ready to roll. They look to take their first ACC victory of the year against the Yellow Jackets. First serve will be at 5 o'clock at Duckworth. Be there. While the men had this weekend off, the women sure had a busy one. And when I say busy, I mean taking on 2 top 10 programs in a span of 2 days. They dropped the match against number 9 Duke 5-2 Friday afternoon. Sunday, the ladies took on the number 1 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels, where they are defeated 6-1. Head coach Amy Sargent emphasized how the number 38 ranked Tigers are still learning about themselves, along with what works and what doesn't. Clemson has until March 17th to prepare for the next contest, as they square off against Syracuse. Come see some ACC action 3 o'clock Friday at Duckworth. While Selection Sunday did not go as hoped for the men's basketball team, the good news is that we will see them back at Littlejohn. Clemson earned a number 1 seed in the NIT tournament coming up. This marks the men's 18th appearance, along with a 19-17 overall record in NIT play. Catch the Hoop Squad in Clemson yet again this Wednesday versus Morehead State. Student admission is free, so why not come out and support? Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. Just like the men, the women will be back at Littlejohn as well. Clemson's WNIT selection is their 3rd in program history, along with their 2nd appearance in the past 3 seasons. Clearly, head coach Amanda Butler has got the ladies in the right track since taking over in 2018. Clemson opens WNIT play versus High Point University this Thursday at Littlejohn. Catch the ladies in action at 7 o'clock. While I've covered some unprecedented events throughout the episode, get ready, because this one might just leave you speechless. Last Wednesday against Mercer, the first perfect game in Clemson history was thrown by the hands of this week's Athlete of the Week. And that is none other than softball's Valerie Cagle. The junior utility player does it all for the Tigers. Against Mercer, much of the damage was done on the mound. And while I think every pitcher would be satisfied with the win, let alone a perfect game, Cagle might just be an exception. She went 2 for 2 at the plate, along with 2 walks, an RBI, and a double. That is simply unreal. Back to the perfect game. Cagle only needed a grand total of 51 pitches and 5 innings to make history. Out of those 51 pitches, 40 were strikes as she struck out 9 as well. To be honest, I don't even know if dominant was enough to describe that performance. Cagle continues to be a force for the number 4 ranked Tigers as the season continues on. Congratulations, Valerie, and keep it going. While this is certainly one of the quieter weeks in Clemson sports, that does not make it any less special than others. If you aren't too busy with exams, come out and give our respected student athletes your support this week. As spring break is getting closer, I would just like to give you all a big thank you for tuning in to On the Prowl. Clemson Nation, wherever you may be going, safe travels for spring break. Like always, I'm your host, Patrick Driscoll, and see you next time.